what will be the core message of your clinic, if you can sum it up to some sentences? What are you offering here?
Yes, the main message is that the person which looks for help in our institute is standing in the focus, and it means not only that we look over symptoms, it means that we try to find out the reasons of the disease. Yeah, it means that we look with special diagnostical things. For example, from environmental factors, we look for foci, for reasons of inflammations. And on another side, then, when we have the results back, we create an individualized program to treat.
So, if I understood right, you finding out, pinning down the cause, treating that, and that's actually the new thing, because we mostly do symptoms. Is that right?
Yes, this is correct. And this means also, and this is a special thing of our institute, that we need the tight cooperation between the medical part and also the dentistry. And it's impossible to solve the problems when we neglect this dental part. And we know from our also treatments that this brings a big additional benefit.
Okay guys, so here we have our vital field therapy room. It's something that connects to the body, not just on a cellular pattern or a physiological pattern, but also on an energetic pattern. Every cell which has a congestion or has an inflammation has a different potential, membrane potential running through the cells. Most of the cells are blocked, so they have a low cellular potential. And with this beautiful device and this beautiful machine, we're able to analyze our body's constant pattern and take out the bad information and bring back the healthy information to help cellular regeneration and healing. Which is part of the Alpstein Clinic. This is our dental hygienist room, which is super important for regular checkups, cleaning and motivation. So this is the foundation of minimally invasive dentistry. In here we can see our post-surgical instruction room, post-surgical recovery room with magnetic field and ozone therapy. This is just a quiet room for now, which is used by all the patients if they want to come down, relax, have a read in between the treatments or before and after the treatments. Now we can see our super modern and green CBCT unit, which allows us to do very complex radiographic diagnostics from high resolution CBDs up to bite-wing scans, panoramic scans. And, here we see our important dental therapy and facility room, which we use to apply our biological dentistry with minimally invasive surgical instruments and protective measures like IQR.
So, hi Joseph, I was wondering, what's so special about biological medicine and dentistry? And second question might be, where do you find your patients?
Yeah, please take a seat.
Well, thank you.
Yes, this is a really good question. At the end of the day, we want to combine for our patients the best out of conventional dentistry and merge it with innovative evidence-based biological aspects. We get our patients from all over the world. We're fortunate to say that we have patients who come from 5 different continents to see us for a couple of weeks or a couple of days. And they really have a special need, a desire and a wish for a best therapy with the highest success rate and the outcome. And from this point of view, we take the best out of the conventional dentistry, which is the gold standard, and add it up with the biological evidence-based aspects like, for example, ozone therapy or neurotherapy, do removal of metallic compounds on the safety measures, so to protect our patients, protect ourselves, and then to replace all those missing parts of the teeth with more biologically acceptable substances and dental materials, which don't cause health interventions, which don't cause immunological imbalance in the body, And last but not least, we don't just look at our patient, we don't just look at the teeth as being teeth, but we see that the teeth and the oral vicinity is a super important instrument and an entral point to the entire human body. So this makes up an entire part. So now we're entering the area of the diagnostic lab and diagnostic examinations, where we do all the necessary regular testings from blood up to ECG, up to total lung volume capacity, and also, if it happens unfortunately, our first aid in form of first resuscitation.
Hello, Joseph. How are those organopeptides work? So tell us something about it. What is new about this therapy?
I think 70 or 80 years ago, a guy got a Nobel Prize for the homing effect. So it means by homing effect that every address has a specific pattern and specification number. Okay. And if a cell becomes unwell or ill, you can try to boost that cell regeneration with organopeptides. So it means that organopeptides from another animal, that's what we do nowadays from another animal. You can gain them, for example, for if someone has pancreatic problems, you can gain pancreatic organopeptides, or you can get organopeptides for thyroid problems. Okay. And the idea is, if you have a patient with a chronic systemic disease or thyroid problems or pancreatic problems, and those tissues don't work well, and every other conventional therapy has failed to help them to regenerate, rehabilitate, we give them these organopeptide analogs. Because of the homing effect, you give a substance with a specific structure which is similar to your own body structure, similar to the pancreas or the thyroid gland. So when you give this, you inject it intramuscularly, the information goes to that organ where it's supposed to go to. Because
so it's kind of targeted.
Yeah, exactly. That's the homing effect.
So peptides are proteins, actually, but they're targeting specific organs. How that is beneficial further on? I mean, you have the infusion, you're giving the things you need to give to the organ, and then how much that lasts, for example.
I think it depends on the patient's constitution and the health, complex health situation. Generally, you say because these are organopeptides with a hemopathing information, it's not about the amount to give, but it's about the information, the health information that you want to bring into the body. So it's like a first aid kit for the cell, for specifically that cell which has a problem, where it can grab the first aid kit and take out of it what it needs to restart regular cellular patterns. So the communication in between the cells, going down to the level of the nucleus, for example, or cell replication, or even replication of cellular layers that every cell has, and especially super important is the connection to the outside world. There is a constant communication between each cell and between the interstitial space in the room, and this needs to be unblocked and re-regulated.
What do you think the effects are in terms of period? Like how effective are they in the patients?
I think the effect is really depending on the individual's constitution and the individual's needs. I mean, we have patients who have 3 peptide shots, and that does a very good cellular regeneration. But those are, for example, patients who are very young and have a sudden flu or an acute onset of a specific illness. But then we have other patients who have a very complex disease going on for 20 to 30 years, independent whether it's neurological, even precancerous or cancerous state. And from that perspective, those patients might need to have a support over a couple of months.
So Joseph, what is dark field microscopy? What is that?
I mean, it's a way to really look into our living dynamic tissue. You take a drop of blood and you analyze this under the dark field microscopy, so it means it's dark in there. And believe it or believe it not, but your blood can tell you many things according to how the milieu is behaving, how the pH level is. Is your blood very acidic? Is it very alkaline? Do you have a lot of bacteria? Do you have signs of liver weakness? And how is the general constitution? Chelating therapy, you heard about that?
No, I don't know about it. So.
It's when you go with stuff into the cell to bind toxins and to get them out of the cell. Glutathione or glutathione transferase plays a super important role.
Okay, so it's different.
So
it's
you know the
different.
glutathione is rich in sulfhydrolate compound groups, and that helps bind toxic agents. Whilst you're having the infusion, do the whole hypothermia, and then do colon hydro afterwards.
So it's a package of things you need to. From my understanding, as a biological clinic, it's about cleansing and helping the body, and astonishingly enough, it actually combines medical knowledge, medical health, with our dental health, and that's what Josef does. And it's really amazing.